Hey, so the current issue of Forbes Africa is out. This is the October 2017 issue. And it says two very interesting things. It says the millions brewing in Africa's coffee industry. And Chris Bishop, I'm very upset that you didn't actually feature an amazing coffee maker out of Kenya. And the coffee is called Rockburn Coffee. I'm going to send you actually a pack. And obviously, the key theme of Forbes Africa, October 2017, is cash and the healing on the beach. This is the health issue from Forbes Africa. So I'll get straight to it. I think one of the first things I noticed as the health conversation got underway is something I've always spoken about every time I meet medical students in Kenya. Looks like the story is the same across the continent. 28 million. That's the number of people in Africa who will die from cardiovascular illnesses, diabetes, and non-communicable diseases, according to the WHO. Why is that number important? I want you to pick up a copy of Forbes Africa, October 2017, and look at it. But I think it's that conversation we know we need to have and then we don't have. Surgery safaris, I've always known this was important for us, and it looks like there's a lady, and she's featured very prominently in the current issue of Forbes. Her name is Faith Cartwright, and it's all about getting a facelift, going on safari, going back home and telling everybody, oh, you look awesome, and you say, yes, I've been on holiday, I'm rested. It's a wonderful thing. And if I'm not wrong, I think there's a market for it in Kenya as well. Suffering and waiting on the wrong side of the divide. It says here that if you're on the wrong side of the medical divide, it's really tough if you're in South Africa, because more than 8 out of 10 South Africans can't afford medical aid. Their reality is waking up at 4 in the morning to wait in queues of hundreds of people with the hope of seeing a doctor. That story is true of a lot of Africa, and I can say truly of Kenya as well, because those queues, I believe, are also in Kenyatta National Hospital. There is an interesting piece here on A Pulse on Africa's forward fintech journey, and it features our very own Lamin from Standard Chartered Bank. So read that story. There is a focus on the Kenyan election, and I think you should read it. It's been actually well written. It's not often I see stories written by others about our country that make me say, yeah, it's on. The caffeine boost is an interesting tale, but Rockburn Coffee is not here. And because Rockburn Coffee is not here, notice how quickly I'm flipping the pages? Notice, okay? Also, something else that caught my eye was a conversation on Uganda. So Uganda turns 55 this year. And I'd like to say happy birthday and congratulations. There is a very interesting interview with Yoweri Museveni in here. But then again, since when was an interview with Yoweri Museveni not interesting? Very interesting. Also, more on Uganda, the missionary that built a business empire. So Ian Clark left Northern Ireland to join a missionary in Uganda, and decades later, he has a business empire that includes clinics, construction, education, and a hotel. Read about it because the focus in that case is also on Uganda. And then there's a guy here who's doing some seriously cool shoes. And even before you pick up the copy of Forbes to read about it, go to bathu.koza, www.bathu.koza, and read his story. And he's so young. Challenge to my fellow Kenyan entrepreneurs. Angalieni? No, I kid you not. Please buy the copy of Forbes. And then there's a gentleman here called Isaac. Isaac does portraits. And when he did the portrait of Robert Mugabe, he said, I tried to make Mugabe beautiful and young. You need to read his story. What I really loved is the place where apparently when he gave Mugabe his portrait and gave him the bill, Mugabe scolded him and told him that he was being cheap. He said that the portrait was worth far more than that. Uncle Bob, you have not met my Kenyan brothers and sisters. But you know what? It's an interesting read. I think the whole issue on health is worth reading. And I wanted to say to Mauritius, well done. You actually got a supplement in the current issue of Forbes, and it's a good one. So get your copy no matter where you are on the continent. And if you're in Nairobi, if you're in Kenya, let me know if you don't know where to find one, and I'll point you in the right direction. Subscribe.